Hey guys, Anthony DiClementi here, and I'm so excited to be with you right now because you know what? Life sucks when you don't have energy. Life sucks when you don't have your health, and life sucks when you don't like the way you look in the mirror. So we're going to get started here in just a few minutes. We've got people coming in still, and so I want to give everybody time and stick to that 8 p.m. start as promised. But I'm really excited to share this information with you guys. We've got a great training in store, so grab a pen and paper and we'll be back on in a couple minutes. Hey guys, Anthony DiClementi, and I'm so excited to have you on. Thanks for taking time out of your night to be here. I'm really excited because life is not anything close to what it can be when you don't have your energy, when you don't have your health, and you don't like the way you look. And we're going to share some strategies tonight that are going to help you with all three of those things and things that you can implement and take action on immediately. So I'm really excited for that. We've still got people dialing in from all around the world, and it's a beautiful night here in Chicago. I'd like to know where you guys are dialing in from. So we're going to do a bit of a sound check. I want to make sure, A, that you guys can hear me, and B, I'd like to know where you're dialing in from. So in the questions box, go ahead and pull that up and let me know where you are dialing in from. Paula Bishop says she's here. Hey, Paula, welcome. Paula Bishop in from Vegas. Kay from Australia. Awesome. Welcome, Kay. Deanna from Ontario, Canada. Very nice. Yvonne, also from Canada. Cool. Carol's from Cleveland. LaDonna's from Springdale. Tash is from Australia. A lot of people from Australia. Awesome. Amy's from the Chicago area. Very cool. What's up, Amy? Sarah from California, Deb's from Australia, Mark from Houston, Michelle from Miami Beach. Welcome, Michelle. All right, very cool. We got people from all over the place. So we are going to get started here in just a minute. We'll probably do one more sound check just to make sure everything's working right before we go live. And looking forward to sharing this information with you guys. All right. Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Thanks for taking time out of your night to be here. I'm really excited to share this information with you guys. And the reason I'm so excited is because life sucks when you don't have energy. Life sucks when you don't like the way you look in the mirror, when you don't have your health. And I'm going to share some information tonight that's going to help you with all three of those things. So it's a beautiful night here in Chicago. We're going to do one last sound check just before we get going. And I'd like to know, where is everybody dialing in from? So if you haven't answered already, pull up the questions box and let me know where you're dialing in from, because I would really like to know. Joanne is from Ontario, Canada. Christy from Melbourne, Australia. Welcome, Joanne. Welcome, Christy. Mark is from Houston. Luis from Delaware. Welcome, Luis. Rana from Shreveport. Did I say that? I feel like I butchered that. I'm sorry, Rana. Natalie from Michigan. Michelle from the Bronx. Terry from Montana. Shelly from Las Vegas. Welcome, Shelly. Welcome, guys. All right, so you can all hear me okay. Heather from Canada. All right, we got a lot of people from Canada and Australia, all over the U.S. This is cool. Erica. Welcome, Erica. All right, Dallas in the house. Florida. Very cool, very cool. All right, guys. Well, I'm excited to get started. I hope you are too. And we'll get this underway. So first off, thank you for joining me today. As I mentioned, I know that you're busy, and I will promise to deliver and share some actionable information that you can apply to help you lose weight fast and slow down the aging process, lower your biological age so that you look better, feel better, and perform better in all areas of your life. Gotta get the clicker working first. All right, a couple quotes before we get started. So many people spend their health gaining wealth, and then they have to spend their wealth to regain their health. When health is absent, wisdom cannot reveal itself, art cannot manifest, strength cannot fight, wealth becomes useless, and intelligence cannot be applied. That's from Heraclitus. And this one's from Mahatma Gandhi. It is health that is real wealth and not pieces of gold and silver. Essentially, your health is the greatest force multiplier in your life. And what a force multiplier is, it's a factor that dramatically increases, hence multiplies, the effectiveness of a system. A force multiplier is something that increases your effectiveness in every other area of your life. So there is no faster, more effective way to improve your quality of life, your happiness, than improving your health. A little bit about me before we dive into the content. My mission is to eradicate obesity and uplift humanity by empowering 100 million people to live happier and healthier lives. Now, I know that may sound like a lot. 100 million is a huge number. But I was on YouTube the other day, and it was brought to my attention that Justin Bieber's music video for Baby featuring Ludacris has 1.1 billion views, 11 times our goal. So I figured if this is something that we are committed to and something that we want to make happen, if Justin Bieber can do it, we can do it. So this training seminar is going to teach you scientifically proven, foolproof methods to melt body fat and slow down the aging process. And in doing so, I'm going to reveal 3 secrets that will rapidly help you to rapidly lose fat and look 10 years younger. Now, if you're 25 years old, you're not going to be looking 10 years younger. But for most of us in our 40s, 50s, 60s, this will dramatically lower your biological age. Before we get started, who here has ever lost weight only to gain it back a few months later or even sooner than that? Let me know in the questions box. Just throw out a yes if this is something that you can relate to. So I'm positioning the questions box so I can see all you guys. All right. There we go. All right, now I can see you. Carol says yes. Kay says yes. All right, awesome. Who feels like their body or their brain may be aging faster than normal? Perhaps you're experiencing aches and pains, tightness, stiffness, decreased energy that you didn't experience in the past. Perhaps you read a paragraph in a book and forgot what you just read, misplaced your keys, things like that. Let me know by throwing a yes in the questions box. Yes. Shelly says yes. Deb says yes. Tracy says yes. We got 2 yeses from Paul. Okay, cool. And who wants to get in the best shape of their life, have more energy, and increase their overall levels of confidence. That is what we are going to address in today's training. So first, before I can help you get to where you want to go, we have to identify where you are today. So using these reference photos, I'd like you to estimate your current body fat percentage. You'll notice each photo has a corresponding percentage underneath it. Men are on the left, women are on the right. So estimate your current body fat percentage using the reference photos above. And then when you know where you're at, estimate to the nearest percentage point, let me know in the questions box. All right, cool. Michelle says 40, Cheryl says 50, Heather says 35, Shelly says 49, Abigail says 40, Robin says 25, 30. All right, very cool. We got a bunch coming in very fast. Sarah says 15 to 17, Tash says 40, Fred says 30. All right, awesome. Now, what's the ideal place for you to be? Where do you want to go? So type your body fat percentage goal in the comments box now. Michelle says 18. Seat says 35. Erica says 10. Laura says 25. Rana says 15 to 20. Chris says 30. Karen says 17. I like the specificity, Karen. Terry says 25. All right, awesome. So the reason we're doing this training is because you deserve the truth. And what I'm going to do today is I'm going to expose many of the lies that the health and weight loss industry has been telling you that may be keeping you from the body, mind, and energy that you desire. In this training presentation, you're going to learn why eating too little food is just as bad or even worse than eating too much food when your goal is burning stubborn fat. Why you do not need to eat every 2 to 3 hours, contrary to what many of the health and fitness magazines may lead you to believe. Why breakfast is not the most important meal of the day and what you should eat instead. Why carbohydrates are not making you fat. And I'll share my own story about my health crisis, my background, and how I got started helping people live their best life and achieve peak performance. I'm going to provide compelling evidence from evolution, anthropological studies, biology, psychology, the latest research, and scientific literature. Everything we do is based on science and evolution. I'm also going to share real-world case studies from clients who have used this information to completely transform their lives. And my gift to you at the end of this presentation, I'm going to give you a copy of my best-selling program, the 7-Day Weight Loss Kickstart, which will teach you how to lose 7 pounds in 7 days. Now, keeping that weight off is a little bit more complicated, but I can help you with that as well. How to get thicker, more beautiful hair, skin, and nails, how to slash pounds of fat and build lean muscle at the same time, and a scientifically proven way to effortlessly increase your body's most powerful anti-aging hormone, HGH, human growth hormone, by 1,300% in women and 2,000% in men, validated by a new double-blind clinical scientific study. So for now, please shut down your email, Facebook, put your phone on silence, and put it off to the side. Grab a pen and paper because you're going to want to take some notes. You've got a lot of information to cover. All right, so a little bit about me. First off, my family background. I want you guys to know that I'm not one of those health and fitness experts that was genetically blessed at birth. My dad has Parkinson's. My mom is obese, and that's as of today. So even being in this industry, there are challenges that we face, and sometimes the people that are closest to you are the hardest to help. So I wanted to let you guys know that this isn't something that was handed to me on a silver platter. I wasn't born with six-pack abs, and that is a little bit of what I've gone through. I've also gone through my own health crisis. I had a period in 2010 and 2011 where I experienced a rapid decline in my own health. I was helping people lose weight primarily through nutrition and exercise, the way that most of us go about doing it, when my own health started to decline. I was tired all the time. My body ached, felt like I had arthritis. It was hard just getting out of bed in the morning. My cognitive functions started to decline. I would have trouble remembering things I'd just read. I would lose things. I knew something was wrong with me, but I didn't know what. Over the course of a year, I saw over a dozen doctors to try to figure out what was taking place, and none of them could tell me what was wrong with me. They'd have me, undress. They'd check me out. They'd be like, "You're in better shape than I am. Get out of here. It's all in your head." All the lab tests came back normal. And until finally I saw a doctor in Chicago, and he asked me if I'd been tested for Lyme disease. I had not, so we ran a test from a lab out of California, and it came back positive. So I had the chronic version of Lyme disease, which is different than if you get bit by a tick and you're out in the woods and you get a bullseye rash. You take a couple weeks of the antibiotic doxycycline, and you're usually good to go. When you have the chronic version, what happens is you get bit, you are infected with the Borrelia bacteria, but because it goes untreated, it's able to get a foothold in the body, and it gradually makes you more and more sick. There are people that have died from chronic Lyme disease. There are cases of people that have become paralyzed. They've lost the ability to breathe on their own. I was very fortunate to be able to, although I did experience a decline in my health for over a year, I'm very fortunate to be where I am today, where I'm able to help people all around the world and use what I learned in being sick to help other people transform their lives. So Lyme disease is referred to as the great imitator because so many of the symptoms imitate other diseases that are out there. And because of that, I really dove headfirst into functional medicine because I needed to put myself back together. Some of the doctors jokingly referred to me as Humpty Dumpty because I was broken, and they needed to put all of the pieces of me back together. And in studying the different systems of the body and how to heal those systems to get myself back on track, I learned how to do this for other people. And what happened is once I was healthy myself, we started applying these strategies to what we were doing with clients, and we found that it rapidly accelerated their results. So by taking things beyond just nutrition and exercise, by addressing some of the healing components and figuring out if there were nutrient deficiencies at play, if there were underlying health issues that were holding people back, whether that's hormonal, thyroid issues, digestive issues, hypothalamic pituitary adrenal axis dysregulation, which is a fancy word for adrenal fatigue, and a number of other issues. By identifying that and helping people move past those conditions or improve their nutrient status, we were able to get them much faster results. And these were people that had tried every diet out there, every workout program imaginable, including all of the very insane high intensity ones, and not had any luck. You can look at it as if you're driving a car and you've got one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. A lot of people, what they're doing is they're trying to push the gas harder. They're trying to be more strict with their diet. They're trying to work out harder. But what really needs to be done is we need to get that foot off the brake. And that's a lot of how my approach changed after I got real sick myself. So yeah, that's a little bit about me. And today I provide exclusive one-on-one 7-week body transformation and health optimization coaching for women and men around the world. And our unique systems leverage uncommon biohacks to rapidly upgrade the human body and mind. So we already covered a lot of this. Here's just some fun pictures and a little bit more about me. There in the top right, I am in Thailand with one of my friends and model clients, Mike. Next to that, I've got a monkey on my shoulder that's also in Thailand. We've got my Jeep. I love to travel. I love bacon, music, snowboarding. What else that we didn't cover here? So I'm a certified nutrition specialist. I'm a certified personal trainer through the National Council of Strength and Fitness. I'm a body transformation expert, and I've been recognized as a world-class expert in nutrition, physiology, and functional medicine. I'm honored to have taught human performance at Fortune 500 companies around the world. And as I mentioned, some of my passions include international travel, bacon, music, snowboarding, Jeeps, yoga, scooters, motorcycles, and meditation. I put scooters/motorcycles. I don't ride motorcycles anymore because too many people close to me have been in motorcycle accidents. But it sounds a lot cooler than riding scooters. So I write scooters/motorcycles now. Okay, yeah, so enough about me. Let's get to the good stuff. Oh, I lied. I've also become known as a health and fitness expert to the health and fitness experts because of my unique background and expertise in areas that many other people have not studied and dove into to the degree that I have. I now work with and do coaching for many health and fitness experts in the industry. These are best-selling authors, companies that work with people around the world. When they have individuals that need one-on-one help, they bring them to me and they have me coach them. I've also coached these health and fitness experts themselves when they run into issues that they needed help with, when they hit sticking points that also transcended their areas of expertise. Russell Brunson is one of the top online marketers in the world. He has over 20 companies, and he had he was a college wrestler, pretty much had everything in his life together except for his weight. He'd always struggled with his weight, and particularly when he stopped wrestling for 4 to 5 hours a day, his weight really became an issue. He had hired Dave Asprey, one of the top health and fitness experts in the world. Dave focuses a lot on biohacks, and they worked together for a year. And what happened is Russell actually ended up gaining weight. Now, that's nothing against Dave. Dave's fantastic at what he does. Russell works a lot, and that certainly played a role in his lack of sleep and other compounding factors in his situation. I told Russell that I would help him out, and within a couple weeks of working together, he was down over 20 pounds. His health continues to improve today, and he's now developed a skill set where he knows what changes he needs to make in order to catalyze a change in his body, in order to have more energy, to look better in the mirror, and all of that. So, as you can see, after doing this for 10 plus years, I have discovered the hard way, but the good news is that you get to cheat and get it the easy way. So here are 11 signs that you may not be as healthy as you think you are. And if you resonate with any of these or experience any of these, just shoot me a yes in the questions box so I can see where everybody's at. You drag throughout the day, you sleep poorly, you snore consistently, you can't drag yourself out of bed in the mornings, you injure yourself frequently, normal physical exertion leaves you winded, you can run a marathon but struggle with pull-ups, you have a low or no libido, you have acne, you have dark circles under your eyes, or you have sudden intolerances or sensitivities to food. I'm getting a lot of yeses. Yep, yes, yes, yes. Okay, so here's what's going on. We are getting fatter and we're aging faster than normal. If you look here, over 2/3 of the population, or approximately 2/3 of the population in the US is now overweight or obese, compared to just 37% worldwide. And when we look at children, 29% of children in the US are overweight or obese, compared to just 14% worldwide. So what's going on? What's changed recently that's causing this? Well, as of right now, 70% of calories in the American diet now come from flour, sugar, industrial seed oils, commercial dairy products, and alcohol. 70% of our calories come from those 5 foods. So we're not seeing an epidemic of disease because people are eating way too many bananas or sweet potatoes or quote unquote carbs. We're experiencing epidemic levels of obesity, diabetes, heart disease, and cancer because people are eating junk, or at least that's one of the big reasons. So now I'm going to share with you the 3 secrets that will empower you to start to transform your body, your health, and your happiness. So as I mentioned, secret number 1, eating too little food is just as bad and even worse as eating too much. Secret number 2, you do not have to eat every 2 to 3 hours. And secret number 3, carbs are not making you fat. Let's dive into each one in a little bit more detail, starting with secret number 1. You do not have to starve yourself to lose weight. So here's how they say to do it. And warning, do not do it this way. You eat well for 6 days, you create an energy deficit, low-cal diet, focusing on nutrient-dense foods, and then 1 day a week you go crazy, you eat all the junk that you'd wanted to eat all week, you have yourself a quote-unquote cheat day, put yourself into a food coma, and then start the whole process over again. Who here has tried this type of approach? The cheat day approach. Jen says yes, Michelle says yes, Cheryl says yes, me, Heather says yes, Tash says yes, Abigail says yes, and it doesn't work. It may work short term just because a lot of us aren't eating healthy for 6 days a week going into the diet. So if there's an improvement there, we may see some initial results. But from a long-term sustainability standpoint, it's ineffective and it causes a number of health issues that are not serving us. So here we have a study from the American Journal of Clinical Nutrition that shows that increased food intake, not less, results in lower body fat and improved leptin sensitivity. Leptin is a hormone that is responsible for hunger regulation and body fat storage. So eating more decreased body fat and improved leptin sensitivity. Here's another study from the New England Journal of Medicine that shows lower caloric intake slows down your metabolism. So if you consciously reduce the number of calories you eat, your body responds by lowering your metabolism to match your reduced intake. So as you purposefully eat less calories, your body finds ways to use less calories, all while ramping up hormones that raise your appetite, drive you to eat more at every meal, and regain the fat you've lost. So here's the right way to do it. You need to eat within your customized calorie window. We all have an amount of calories, like our sweet spot, that's going to yield optimal fat loss. And eating too little is going to trigger your body's survival mechanisms, and eating too much is going to prevent you from creating the energy deficit you need in order to lose weight. And this is different for each of us. So I wish I could tell you a ballpark figure for everybody, but it's something that needs to be calculated on an individual basis. But we all have this calorie window. So eating within your calorie window is key for not slowing down your metabolism to prevent that metabolic adaptation, and also making sure that you're still creating an energy deficit enough so that you're able to lose weight. Step 2, you need to eat the right types of fat-burning foods. And step 3, you need to eat these foods at the right times and in the right combinations. So oftentimes with diets, the focus lies on what to eat, what foods you need to eat in order to lose weight. Where most nutrition programs and diets and health programs go wrong is they don't tell you when to eat them, and they don't address nutrient timing, what times to eat them, because the timing that you eat these foods does matter. The food combinations, that the way that you pair these foods with one another does matter and will impact your fat loss. So you could be eating all of the right foods, but if you're eating them at the wrong times or in the wrong amounts, you're not going to be getting optimal results. Essentially what goes on is our bodies adapt to what we feed them. So it is possible to practically starve yourself and just stay fat. Do you know that your body will improve its metabolic efficiency during periods of decreased calories? Meaning your body will actually extract more calories from food if it thinks you're starving yourself. So the same person eating the same exact plate of food may extract and absorb 800 calories if they've been following a traditional diet, yet only 500 calories if their hormones and metabolism are kept happy and healthy the way that I will teach you how to do it. So on a traditional diet, your body will adapt by making you hungrier, lowering your energy expenditure, decreasing your metabolic rate, and suppressing your most critical fat-burning hormones. Worse yet, it will run your energy into the gutter, and you'll end up less physically active as a result. So this study confirms what I just mentioned. It says caloric restriction results in metabolic adaptation and decreased physical activity. So who here's ran into the problem where you go on a diet, you're cutting down on your calories, you're trying to have smaller portions, you're eating the right foods, but then all of a sudden you find that you're tired all the time. Your energy tanks, and those workouts that you planned on doing when you got home from work stop happening, and eventually the whole thing kind of unfolds. Paula says me. Irma says yes. Tash says nope, I'm always way under calories. Fred says yep. Shelly says yes. Okay, cool. All right, so here's what to do instead. It's a concept that we've created called strategic feasting. Strategic feasting with the right foods adds calorie-burning lean muscle. In a recent study in the Journal of the American Medical Association found that when you overeat while on a diet low in certain foods, you store bad fat around your organs, including the liver, kidneys, and pancreas. But if you overeat while on a diet high in the right types of foods, you add lean muscle and increase your resting metabolic rate. And since muscle burdens 7 times more calories than fat, that's a good thing. The bottom line is that not all calories are created equal, and some calories will make you store fat, while others will help you maintain and build lean muscle. So here's a better way to do it, and this is just one example of how we can apply the strategic feasting principle. And so on the left, we have a Big Mac extra value meal totaling 1,090 calories. On the right, and the person who was helping me with this presentation, they had to pull a picture off the internet, so the amount of food is actually quite much larger than the picture reflects, but it's just an example. So we have 1 large grilled chicken breast, 20 spears of asparagus, 1 large baked sweet potato, and a tablespoon of butter, and all of that, more food than the picture on the left, totals 561 calories, so roughly half the calories. And by eating a meal like I presented on the right, you're able to increase satiety. You feel more full from the meal, you get more nutrients, and you're able to burn more fat. Now, this is not one of those programs where you need to eat just chicken and asparagus and sweet potatoes. That's just one example, because I wanted to contrast that you can eat more food and take in less calories and get faster results. Sorry, having clicker issues here. There we go. All right, at the end of this presentation, I'm going to teach you how to regularly enjoy foods most other dieters only dream about and use them to accelerate your weight loss. So how much should you eat? I'm also going to help you calculate your exact calorie window, along with how many grams of protein, carbohydrates, fiber, and fat you want to aim for in order to burn fat without losing calorie-burning lean muscle. Now, this isn't something where you need to pull out an abacus and drive yourself crazy, but once you get a sense for the portion sizes that are going to produce optimal fat loss for you, it's easy to reproduce. So at the beginning, for the first couple of days, it is a little bit more time and effort, but that is what it takes in order to get the results that may have eluded you up to this point. If you've been eating the right foods, but you've been eating them in the wrong amounts or at the wrong times, this could be the key that unlocks that for you. Or if you've been eating the right amount of food, but you've been eating the wrong foods or you've been eating them at the wrong times, that also could be what's holding you back. So I'm going to show you how to put all of those things together. Secret number 2 is you do not have to eat small meals every 2 to 3 hours. So here's how they say to do it. You have to eat 5, 6, even 7 times a day. You have to pack multiple meals with you. Every 2 to 3 hours, you got to go get yourself a shake or a protein bar or a mini meal, something along those lines. Essentially what happens is your diet ends up taking over your life and you feel like you've got a second job, just trying to keep up with eating all of these meals. On top of that, we end up making exceptions in terms of what we eat, and we sacrifice our food quality because we're just trying to put something in our mouth every 2 to 3 hours. So who here has tried this approach, the 5, 6, 7 meals a day, eating every 2 to 3 hours? Jen says yes. Shelly says yes. Kathleen says yes. Natalie says yes. Rana says yes. Chris says me. Robin says yes. Yeah, I have too. So here's the right way to do it. You want to choose a nutrition program you can stick with. You don't want your health program, your diet, your nutrition program, whatever label you want to put on it, to be something that you do for a week or 2 weeks, and then you go back to doing whatever got you there in the first place. You want this to be sustainable, you want it to be enjoyable, and you want it to be something you can do long term. And eating 5, 6, 7 times a day is not sustainable. Step number 2, you want to hit those personalized macronutrient targets. What I mentioned, make sure you're eating the right amounts of food, right amounts of protein, fat, carbs, and stay within your calorie window. Here's a study from the British Journal of Nutrition that shows increased meal frequency does not promote greater weight loss. So this study essentially looked at 2 groups of people, and it took one group and had them eat many small meals throughout the day, had another group and had them stick to a more traditional three square meal program, and they found that eating more frequently did not promote greater weight loss. Here's another study in the Journal of Obesity that says frequency of feeding is not a determining factor in diet-induced thermogenesis. Diet-induced thermogenesis just being a fancy word for the amount of fat that we burn as a result of the food that we take in. So 2 studies confirming that the amount of food or the frequency with which we eat is not the determining factor in fat loss. And here is a video on why breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. So I'm going to get you guys some audio and enjoy. Myth number 4, breakfast is the most important meal of the day. This one may shock you. Breakfast in America is making more people fat than any other daily habit. Think about the most common foods we eat for breakfast: pancakes, waffles, cereal, fruit, yogurt,
toast, bagels, orange juice, granola, oatmeal, and grab-and-go health bars. Most of them aren't much more than glorified desserts, and all of those breakfast foods will spike your blood sugar and elevate the hormone insulin. And when insulin goes up, what happens? That's right, fat burning stops and fat storage starts. As soon as most people wake up, they're slamming the brakes on their body's ability to burn fat by eating these unhealthy breakfast foods. That means every day you may be losing precious hours that your body could be burning fat. So many people are making this mistake, it's staggering. When a client comes to me because they're having trouble losing weight, they're almost always eating foods like commercial yogurt, fruit, granola bars, and other traditional breakfast foods with their first meal of the day. One of the most controversial breakfast foods that many people defend with a passion is yogurt. Despite what the commercials would lead us to believe, almost all commercial yogurts are little more than a cleverly disguised dessert masquerading as a health food. One of these little Yoplait yogurts has the same amount of sugar and carbs as a Snickers candy bar. And a lot of yogurts are loaded with high fructose corn syrup and other sweeteners that stop fat loss, kill the healthy bacteria in your gut, and wreak havoc on your metabolism. Yes.
All right. So I had mentioned breakfast is not the most important meal of the day. What to do instead? Well, there are a few options. Some people wake up and they're immediately hungry in the morning. And for those individuals, I have specific foods that we recommend for breakfast. A good example could be that you can work in would be organic free-range eggs. And you could mix those with some avocado, some green veggies for additional fiber. That's just one such example. For other people who aren't necessarily hungry in the morning, it can be beneficial to do an intermittent fast. So in this study, I had mentioned how I was going to teach you a way for you to boost human growth hormone, your body's most powerful anti-aging hormone, by 1,300% in women and 2,000% in men. So this study from Intermountain Medical Center Heart Institute found that men who had fasted had a 2,000% increase in circulating HGH, and women who fasted had a 1,300% increase in HGH. So when we fast, when done the right way, we've been told that we need to eat every 2 to 3 hours to keep our metabolism burning high. Obviously, that isn't working. Many of us have tried it. We've seen that it doesn't work. The opposite actually has many health benefits. So by fasting, you increase your body's ability to detoxify. You boost human growth hormone, one of your body's most powerful anti-aging hormones that also increases lipolysis or fat loss, and it has improvements in body composition. Now, the way that you fast is important, so don't just go out and stop eating, but there are benefits to strategically skipping breakfast here and there, especially if you're one of those individuals that doesn't wake up hungry in the morning. And it's a great way to slow down the aging process. Secret number 3, carbohydrates are not making you fat. So here's how they say to do it. You go on the Atkins diet, you eat nothing but fat and protein, you get ready-made shakes, ready-made juices, you go low carb, you starve yourself. Chanel says, oh my God, I lose the most weight when I don't eat breakfast, and everyone told me I was crazy. All right, awesome. And for you guys, we're gonna do a Q&A at the end. So if you have questions and stuff, write them down and you'll be able to ask at the end, and I'll try to do my best to help as many people as I can. So that's how they say to do it. Don't do it that way. Here's a story for you. It's a true story. After the USDA proposed eliminating the potato from the federal feeding and nutrition programs, 45-year-old Chris Boyd, executive director of the Washington State Potato Commission, decided to protest. So he ate nothing but 20 potatoes a day for 60 days straight. 20 potatoes a day for 60 days straight. Here are the results of Chris's 60-day potato-only diet. His starting weight was 197. He ended up losing 21 pounds. His blood sugar went from 104 to 94, so his blood sugar actually improved eating nothing but white carbohydrates. His cholesterol went from 214 to 147, and his triglycerides went from 135 to 75. Not to mention, his ending blood pressure was an outstanding 112/70. These results indicate that Chris dramatically reduced his risk for heart disease and diabetes, relying almost exclusively on a white, complex carbohydrate-based diet. It's pretty interesting, right? So here are some of the dangers of low-carb diets. Low carbohydrate diets combined with high levels of physical activity can have many metabolic, hormonal, and physiological drawbacks, including but not limited to impaired thyroid function, insomnia, depression, irritability, anxiety, increased stress, low sex drive, decreased metabolic rate, muscle loss, and the dreaded skinny fat look. In this study from the journal Appetite, it showed that low-carb diets also impair brain function. So not only do they have these adverse effects on our body composition, our hormonal health, but they also can prevent us from thinking clearly and performing well at work. They can cause depression and have many adverse effects on cognition and mood. This study shows that it's the type of carbohydrates, not the amount of carbohydrates that matters. So this study compared acellular versus cellular carbohydrates and found that when people consumed acellular carbohydrates, it increased inflammation, it changed the composition of the bacteria in their gut. Those people actually had greater concentrations of bacteria that are associated with obesity and diabetes and heart disease. And it was due to, rather than the amount of carbohydrates they were consuming, it was due to the type of carbohydrates they were consuming. So I'll teach you which carbohydrates are the good ones and which are the bad ones, and try to separate some of that stuff. So early on, the focus was on calories, and we thought that eating a low calorie was key. This is in the 70s and 80s. What we found is that this slows down our metabolism. It sends the body into starvation mode, and it causes rebound weight gain. So we lose a little bit of weight initially, but then our metabolism slows down. And then even when we're eating less than we did before we went on a diet, we end up gaining all the weight back, sometimes plus more. Then we switched to fat, and we thought that eating a low-fat diet was the way to go. But if we look at some of the indigenous cultures from around the world, like the Maasai in Africa and the Inuit, the Eskimo cultures, they eat a very high-fat diet and a very low-carb diet, yet they're incredibly healthy. So that's a little bit of a head scratcher, right? Now the pendulum has swung to carbohydrates, and they've been blamed for the obesity epidemic and chronic degenerative conditions our society faces today. Basically, we're repeating history. We're doing the same thing by demonizing an entire category of macronutrients. And in just a second, I'll share some case studies and some more eye-opening scientific research that proves once and for all, it's not carbohydrates that are making us fat. To illustrate this point, let's examine some evolutionary anthropological data along with the dietary habits of some traditional indigenous tribes of today from around the world. Our Paleolithic ancestors and modern indigenous tribes have been shown to have had impeccable metabolic health and hardly any incidence of degenerative or chronic disease. Here's how they did it. They ate plenty of carbohydrates, especially after bouts of physical activity. And as I mentioned, we see this demonstrated today with many indigenous cultures. So let's go to Papua New Guinea. Here we find the Katavan people whose diet is 69% carbohydrates. So 69% of all the calories that the Katavan people take in comes from carbohydrates. They also smoke, yet they have no cardiovascular disease, strokes, and they are not overweight. Interesting. Now let's head to the highlands of New Guinea, where we encounter the Tukasenta people. Their diet is over 94% carbohydrates. 94% of everything they eat comes from carbohydrates, yet they are lean, and they have exceptional glucose tolerance at all ages. These aren't isolated cases. We also see this in Africa. So let's now check out the Bantu people of the Central African Republic. They live on a diverse diet of starchy, carbohydrate-rich foods, and similar to the Tukasenta, they are very lean, and they have excellent insulin sensitivity and blood sugar response. The biggest mistake most of us make with our carbohydrate intake is eating them on the wrong days and at the wrong times. We've already mentioned that many of us are also eating the wrong types of carbohydrates. But you also need to make sure that you're having them on the right days and at the right times. To explain this a little bit, if you look at this diagram, here's what happens is when we consume carbohydrates, they're quickly converted to sugar in the body. And the way that our body responds is it then releases the storage hormone insulin, which helps shuttle that sugar into our muscle and liver tissue. Now we have a limited storage capacity for sugar or glucose, glycogen, in our muscle and liver tissue. But we have unlimited storage capabilities in fat. So if you look at your muscle and liver tissue and its ability to store glycogen or carbohydrates, this is just energy for later use. Once your tank is full, your body then has no choice but to start storing that excess glycogen as fat, because we have unlimited storage capacity. We have unlimited storage capabilities in fat. So you get what we call fat spillover. So the idea is to make sure that your carbohydrate consumption is in sync with your energy expenditure. So as you're physically active, you're using these glycogen stores, these energy stores in your muscle and liver, and as you use them, you then create space that can be replenished through your diet, through dietary carbohydrates. This study from obesity found that greater weight loss was achieved from eating carbohydrates. They just needed to be the right types of carbohydrates. So here's the right way to do it. Step one, fix your metabolism and increase your insulin sensitivity. There's a number of ways to do this, including eating the right foods, eating them at the right times, exercising, etc. Step number two, eat the right types of carbohydrates. And step number three, eat enough carbs to support your energy expenditure and hormonal health. And I'll show you how to calculate this number based on your physical activity levels, your genes, your goals, and your overall metabolic health. It's pretty easy when you know how, even though it sounds complicated. So in review, secret number one, you do not have to starve yourself to lose weight. Secret number two, you do not have to eat small meals every 2 to 3 hours to lose weight fast and feel energized. And secret number three, carbs are not making you fat. In fact, you need carbohydrates to maintain healthy levels of your body's most critical fat-burning hormones and slow down the aging process. So here's the truth about why you may not look or feel as good as you like. You've been given the wrong information. Who here spent hours on the internet reading blogs, articles, etc., trying to figure out this health stuff, and after spending hours doing so, they're left only more confused than before you even began? Mike says yes. Karen says every day. Zena says yes. Natalie says yup. Michelle says yes. Yeah, we all have. So that's a big challenge, is separating, getting the right information and then being able to take action on that information, which brings us to step number two. So even if you have the right information, you need to make sure that you're putting it into action. You do not make it a priority. Now, a lot of people, they want and they wish for their body and their health to be different, but they don't make it a priority in their life. Things come up. The first thing to get bumped is their nutrition, their workouts, etc. You're not being held accountable. If you don't have someone there to help you through this, to help hold you accountable to what you say you're going to do, it's going to be really hard for you to succeed. If you have an underlying health issue that needs to be fixed, like I mentioned earlier, so many of us are trying to, it's like we've got one foot on the gas and one foot on the brake. And we're trying to push harder on the gas by being more strict with our diet, by working out harder, when in reality what we need to do is we need to work with an expert to figure out what health issue is holding us back or what nutrient deficiency needs to be addressed so that we can get that foot off the brake and really have things take off. And the last reason you may not be as where you want to be with this stuff, you may not look as and feel as good as you like, is because you think things over and over and over. So here are some case studies and member success stories. Greg has lost over 50 pounds with almost zero formal exercise. Angelo lost over 100 pounds. He lost 109 pounds. Josh lost 31 pounds. Here is a video from Nate. Let me get you guys some audio. And we've only got a couple minutes left. We're wrapping things up here.
Hey, Anthony. Just wanted to do a quick video just to say thank you. The advice and just tweaking, not really tweaking, more revamping of my diet has just basically been revolutionary. Before I was on the program, I was tired. I had no energy to do anything. Basically work a full day of work and come home and just fall asleep on the couch. That was my life pretty much. Friends, family would invite me over, didn't want to go, but after contacting you and just allowing you to give me suggestions on what I should be eating, what I should not be eating, supplements I should be taking. Within the first 7 days, I felt amazing. I was actually really surprised that I would feel so good after just a short period of time. And now it's been about 4 weeks, well, it's about 5 weeks, and still energy levels are just continuing to be high. I'm a lot happier and just feeling good all the time. So once again, thank you. Yeah.
All right, so we'll shoot through these pretty quick. Michael had struggled with chronic pain. We transformed his body in chronic back and joint pain, got him pain-free in just about 3 months. This was a guy who was unable to get on airplanes because it would incapacitate him for days afterwards. He just recently took his fiance to Brazil on vacation, and then immediately after flew to Puerto Rico for work with no pain. So previously, these 2 long flights and busy travel schedule would have had him out of commission for weeks, and we got him virtually pain-free. Michael was able to lose 50 pounds. And Deborah, this is one of the big things where I realized how much accountability plays a role in all of this. Deborah said, I didn't need any more information. I needed more action. And most importantly, I needed you to hold me accountable. And that has made all the difference. So Aldrich lost 60 pounds. You can see a pretty dramatic physical transformation there. And Lauren, I didn't know how much discomfort I was in until it was completely gone. So we don't just focus on weight loss. We focus on improving overall health and quality of life. So with these uncommon strategies, people around the world have changed their lives, and you can too. This is a success story that's pretty personal to me. I mentioned earlier that my dad has Parkinson's. So this isn't something where I have not been blessed with the greatest genes in the world. I've in my hundreds of self-experiments, I ran some genetic testing on myself. I have, compared to the general population, I have a 20 times higher risk of Alzheimer's, and both my grandmother on my dad's side and now my father have had Parkinson's. Now, fortunately, with the study of epigenetics, I know that a lot of this stuff is within my control, especially in making dietary and lifestyle changes. And a lot of your health is within your control and your destiny too. As much as 90% of cancers are now being attributed to environmental causes. So your lifestyle plays a massive role in the course that your health takes. My dad, about 5 years ago, on the top left, my dad was a fireman for 27 years. You can see him there. That was a picture that was taken by the Glenview paper of my dad running into his first fire. He's around 21 years old in that picture. He'd always been really strong. I used to work out with him at the fire department. Even through high school, he was in better shape than I was in terms of he'd be able to lift more weight. And he was the guy that I went to whenever I needed help with math or anything along those lines. And about 5 years ago, we started seeing a pretty rapid decline in my dad's health. He was almost withering away before our eyes. His brain was not sharp like it used to be. Math problems that he used to run circles around were tripping him up. And it started to be apparent to not just our immediate family, but our extended family as well, that something was wrong. And I approached my dad and asked him if I could help him. And like many of us, he didn't feel like he had a problem until it became such a big issue that his own brother, who he works with now, said, Gene, we're going to have to either let you go or we're going to have to pair you up with someone to go on your sales calls, because I'm A, concerned about you on the road, concerned about you driving, and B, your performance has dropped off to such a degree that we can't afford to lose money by having you servicing these accounts. My dad came to me and said, Anthony, I need help. I know something's wrong with me, but I'm terrified. I've seen what happened to my own mother. What can we do? So I started working with my dad, and within 3 months, we were making massive strides. His health was improving. His energy was coming back. His brain was working again. We were at Thanksgiving, and he was making jokes and you could just see that the light had turned on behind his eyes. And that was really exciting for us. Now, we still had a long way to go, and we still do have a long way to go. But we've worked with some great doctors, and my dad was officially diagnosed with Parkinson's a few months ago. And once we knew it was Parkinson's, we were able to further custom tailor his program. And as long as he stays and does the right things, his health continues to improve. Now, my dad, like many of us, he loves his donuts, and he sometimes deviates from the program, and that of course affects his condition. But overall, it's been a big recovery, and one of those that I'm very proud of because it's close to my heart. So here's a message that my dad sent me recently. He said, "Hi, Anton. I wanted to tell you how much your direction with my health and treatment means to me. I'm convinced that without your help and guidance, I would be a blob of jello waiting to check out. I've had so many people observe a dramatic improvement in my appearance and cognitive performance. I'm proud of you, and I'm grateful to you for all you have done, not just with me, but with your coaching, etc." So here's my question for you. Would you like to be one of these success stories and start burning serious body fat, upgrade your energy, and lower your biological age? If yes, let me know in the questions box. I want to know. Mark says yes. Shelly says yes. Abigail says of course. Zena says yes. Heather says yes. Robin says yes. Cheryl, yes, yes, yes. Okay, awesome, awesome, awesome. Would you also like to shed unwanted pounds without counting calories or excessive exercise? Use scientifically proven techniques to upgrade your brain and IQ. Reduce and eliminate aches, pains, tightness, and stiffness. Learn to sleep more efficiently in less time. And transform yourself to optimize your human potential and live your best life. Karen says, obviously. Yes, 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 for sure. Okay, cool. So here's how you can make it easy on yourself. Hire an expert with a proven track record of success. There's a wealth of misinformation out there, and you want to make sure that whoever you work with is an authority in their field. It doesn't have to be me. You just want to make sure that it's someone you like, someone you trust, someone that has done this hundreds of times over with people of all ages, and most importantly, people like you. You have to define your number one goal. So what's the most important thing for you to achieve in the next 28 days? The more clarity you can have with that, the more likely you are to achieve that once you have the right strategies and the right information. Put together a daily action plan. Your success is going to be predicated by having the right habits. Once you have a daily action plan, follow it. Commit. You need to decide right now, like I want to really encourage you to dig deep right now, dig real, real deep and figure out what do you want for your life? What type of health do you want? Because no matter where you're at right now, no matter if you're just trying to lose the last 10 or 15 pounds, or if you're like I was, where your body's basically falling apart and you need to get put back together, you can do it. It's not too late. And if you decide and you believe that you can do it and you're truly committed to making that change, it can happen. So I encourage you to make that decision, decide what you want to be, and believe that you can achieve it, because you can. So once you've committed, tell everybody what results you expect from your program and that you're committed. And then be accountable. We need that accountability. No matter how self-reliant we are, having someone that you can be accountable to that's going to check in with you and help you follow up, and put stakes in place that and incentives for you to get shit done and follow through on those things that you know you need to do, even if you have all the right information and you know exactly what you need to do. We've all experienced that doesn't necessarily mean you're going to do it. That accountability is key, and that's one of the ways that you can make success easy on yourself, is you put systems in place so that you are more accountable. So let me ask you a question. Do you experience any of the following? And if you do, just give me a yes in the questions box. Diet resistant, hard to lose, unwanted weight. Frequent stomach and digestive trouble, feeling bloated or swollen, brain fog, mood swings, anxiety and stress, acne, rashes, or other skin problems, body aches, pains, tightness and stiffness, poor sleep, insomnia, and low energy. Getting lots of every single one of them, Aaron says, every single one of them. Okay, so that is what I want to help you solve. And what we've done is I've published a number of health and weight loss programs, but what I really enjoy is working with people one-on-one, because I've been there and I've struggled with this stuff, and I've had to figure it out for myself. And in working with people and seeing it transform their lives, that to me is what's most rewarding. So we've created the Health Blueprint Rapid Fat Loss and Anti-Aging One-on-One Coaching Program. It's the most comprehensive, customized, one-on-one nutrition, fitness, and peak performance coaching program in existence. We embrace a clinical, functional, and ancestral evolutionary approach to wellness and nutrition. And we do so in utilizing underground secrets from fitness models, world-class athletes, and peak performance healthy lifestyle design. The 4 pillars of the Health Blueprint Coaching Program are your nutrition, your physical activity, your sleep, and your stress management. Now, on top of that, I also help you identify the root cause of your excess body fat, your fatigue, and your suboptimal health, any of those other symptoms that you may be experiencing that are indicative that your health isn't where it should be or where it could be. We help you to identify, and I help you work through those. So some of the things that we see with a lot of clients, and this is not an all-inclusive list, but gut dysfunction, nutrient imbalances or deficiencies or excesses, toxic overload, hormone imbalance, chronic infections like I had with Lyme disease, immune dysregulation, and genetic polymorphisms and single nucleotide polymorphisms. So there's a story I like to tell about the importance of working with someone who knows exactly what to do and how to treat the system. Woman goes to the doctor because her stomach is hurting her. And the doctor takes a look and he says, you need to have your appendix removed immediately. Let's get you into the operating room and take care of this today. So right away, they get her into the operating room. Doc removes her appendix and sends her on her way. A couple weeks later, she receives a bill from the doctor for $1,000. She calls up the doctor and she says, hey, Doc, I was into your office not very long. What's the deal with the $1,000 bill? And the doc says, you're right, you weren't in here very long. So he sends her another bill, and this one is itemized. And the first is the bill for taking out her appendix, $1. The bill for knowing that it was her appendix that needed to be taken out, $999. A lot of the value and the solution, finding the solution to your problems, is knowing what is causing the problem and stopping the vicious cycle of chasing our tails, trying to be more strict with our diet, trying to find a different diet, a different exercise program, because what's happening is we're missing the real cause and we're not treating the system. We're not bringing the body back into balance, which is what is required for us to lose weight and to achieve the fastest fat loss possible and to slow down the aging process. So who this works for: busy parents, engaged couples and newlyweds, former athletes, people with aches, pains, strains, arthritis, tendinitis, soreness, and stiffness, people with fatigue or low energy, busy professionals, people who want to lose weight without exercise, traveling businessmen and women, and people who think that they've tried everything. So Jessica, she had a pretty dramatic transformation. She lost over 74 pounds. She worked in the beauty industry. She came to me terrified because she was afraid she was going to lose her job. She's in an industry where your appearance matters a lot, and she was overweight, and she thought she was going to get fired because of it. So we got her nutrition fixed. We addressed some underlying health issues and helped her lose a ton of weight. So not only did she not lose her job, but she got a promotion. She then decided she was going to move to California as part of that promotion, and because she wanted to embrace a healthier lifestyle year-round. And yeah, so it's pretty awesome. This is probably my favorite transformation because I love working with kids, and it's incredible working with people of all ages. And I love helping men and women to transform their body and their health. With kids, there's another layer there, because when you're being made fun of in school, when you're overweight and you can't run or play or engage in games at recess, it's, for a lot of kids, it's robbing them of their childhood. And with Nico, that was the case. He came to me when he was 11 years old. He was being made fun of at school. He said he didn't really have any real friends. We got him on the program, and he was able to go from 150 pounds to 115 pounds. So he lost 35 pounds. Started playing basketball and working out, made a ton of new friends. Him and I stay in touch, and he said that he now, quote unquote, loves his life, and he inspires other kids in school and on social media to live healthier lives themselves. So here is a video of little Nico today. So you can see him in the before picture there on the left, and check him out now. How awesome is that? I love that video. Rebecca was literally on food stamps, single mother of 3. She has 2 young boys and a little girl. She invested less for money because she knew she had to make a change. She literally had no money for groceries. Once we started the program, I was helping her get in line with what she needed to pick up at the grocery store, and she's like, I don't even have money for groceries. So we had to work with what she had in the house. We got rid of the worst stuff. We helped to make sure she was eating the right amounts of food. We dealt with her food selection and nutrient timing, and she's lost 60+ pounds and still going strong. I'm looking for a few more of my dream clients. I want to work with people one-on-one. And if that's you, I'll personally work with you to double, triple, or even quadruple your fat loss, your energy, your health, and your happiness over the next 7 weeks. I'm going to teach you the exact levers we have to pull in order to achieve optimal results. And together we're going to do this by fixing your nutrition, changing your physical activity levels, movement patterns, and workouts. And that's if you're able to exercise. Exercise is not required. Fix your sleep, using the right supplements, modulating your hormones as necessary, managing your stress, and fixing anything else that needs to be fixed. Other programs may claim that they're customized, but they don't take into account the things that make you uniquely different from everybody else. So warning, this is not a program for everybody. And the people that this is not for, if you're not willing to change the way you're eating, this is not the program for you. If you think that just investing in coaching is going to make a difference without actually implementing that change, this is not the right program for you. And this is one of my favorite stories. So one day after boxing practice, Evander Holyfield's coach told him that he could be the next Muhammad Ali. The following day, after thinking about what his coach had said to him, young Evander came to practice and he told his coach, I want that. I want to be the next Ali. And his coach then asked him, now is that a dream or a goal? Is that a dream or a goal? Because a dream is something you fantasize about that's probably never going to happen. And a goal is something you set a plan for, you work towards, and you achieve. Setting a goal is making a promise to yourself. And the people that see success, they have specific goals, and then they put a plan in place to accomplish them. These are the people who see opportunity, and they capitalize on that opportunity by taking immediate action. So here's that picture again. We talked about this earlier. Think about where you're at right now, and then think about more specifically, where do you want to be? Here's what we're going to get. The most important thing is that you're going to have access to me. You and I are going to be working one-on-one. This is not one of those programs where I'm going to pawn you off on anybody else. I'm going to help with all of your questions. Anything that you struggle with, we're going to troubleshoot together, and we're going to make sure that you're getting the results that you want. And we're going to do that for the next 7 weeks. So you're going to get 7 weeks of premium one-on-one coaching membership, a $3,150 value. Now, full disclosure, I've mentioned that I do this for other coaching programs, other best-selling authors. People have paid $5,000, $8,000 for the same exact coaching program that I'm now presenting to you. So I don't want you to think these are made-up numbers. Ellen Wilson paid $8,000 for this. I'm working with her right now in Canada. Carolyn Altamani paid $5,000, and a number of other people have paid everything in between that. You'll get 7 weeks VIP access to our coaching platform, a $995 value. So for a total value of $4,145, you'll get a strategy session phone consultation with me, $250 value, bringing the total value to $4,395. And during your coaching strategy session, you and I will define your vision. We'll set challenging and attainable goals. We'll assess your diet and lifestyle. So I'll figure out where you're at right now, where we can make improvements to get you to where you want to be. I'll help you discover methods for overcoming the obstacles that are in your way. We'll calculate those specific customized daily targets so you know exactly where you need to be in order to achieve the success that you want in this area. So if you're one of those people that's motivated and you work your butt off when you have a clear action plan, you just need the right information, this is for you. And I'll help you create your plan of action and set up everything you need to achieve extraordinary results. You're also going to get a personalized supplement protocol to accelerate your results. So this program recommends personalized supplements just for you that will help you burn fat in your most challenging trouble spots, feel years younger, and improve any specific targets. Certain people want to boost their immune system. They want to feel more energy. They want to have better hair, skin, and nails. Sometimes people want to build lean muscle. Whatever it is, wherever your focus is, we help you do that. And I customize the program just for you based on those goals. That brings the total value to $4,645. And here are a few reasons why you need a customized supplement protocol. Customized supplement protocol helps you to counteract toxins that we create in our bodies or absorb from living. The air we breathe, the water we drink, the food we eat. It increases your metabolic efficiency to help your body work better. It optimizes baseline levels of basic vitamins and minerals in case they're not in food. And I'm not talking about a multivitamin here. In fact, for almost everybody, I recommend either getting off the multivitamin that they're on or using specific nutrients instead. And it accounts for specific deficiencies or helps you to improve specific targets, as I mentioned, like brain health, mental clarity, mental sharpness, cognitive function, fat loss, energy, immune strength. You're also going to get all of my best-selling nutrition, strength and conditioning, and natural health programs valued at $350 for a total value of $4,995. Fancy PowerPoint action there. So is that all you need? Nope. You're also going to get the Elite Coaching Quick Start Guide, Daily Action Plan, and all of our anti-aging and rapid fat loss training tools, $255 value for a total value of $5,250. So if all this did was show you how to quickly lose 10 pounds and keep it off for good, not just lose the weight, but to keep it off for good so that you feel more confident, so you have restored faith in the process of healthy eating and exercise if you choose to exercise, and you know that you have the skills that it takes to change your body. If it significantly increased your energy so you don't have to rely on stimulants to get through the day, and if it taught you exactly what you should eat to melt fat and turn off genes that cause premature aging so that you look years younger, wouldn't that be worth it? But you're getting so much more. You're getting the 7 weeks premium one-on-one coaching membership, $3,150 value. You're getting the 7 weeks VIP access to our coaching platform valued at $995. You're getting the strategy session phone consultation with me valued at $250. And I promise I'll talk a little bit slower on our strategy session so you can absorb all that. You'll get a personalized supplement protocol, $250 value. You'll get all of my best-selling nutrition, strength and conditioning, and best-selling health programs valued at $350. You'll get the Elite Coaching Quick Start Guide, Daily Action Plan, and all of my anti-aging and rapid fat loss training tools valued at $255 for a total value of $5,250. Plus, you'll get the bonus giveaway I'm going to give anybody that signs up today access to our Facebook mastermind group so that you have other people by your side that can share with you what's working for them to help keep you motivated and accountable in addition to just me, and so that you can share ideas and uplift one another and bounce ideas off one another and create that community, that tribe of other people that are like-minded, that are in this with you to really increase your probability of success. So I had two choices when putting this together. I could basically go as inexpensive as possible and try to sell as many as possible, or I could require a little bit of a higher investment, but that would then allow me to devote more resources to you and guarantee your success. So I went with the second option. You can see why this is a good deal at $5,250 and why people have paid $5,000 to $8,000 and everything in between. However, because today you would be enrolling as a part of our success team, you would pay only $997 for a full 7 weeks of coaching. But when you invest in your premium access one-on-one coaching membership in the next 30 minutes, you'll get an instant $500 discount. So it's just $497 today. Now, just to be clear, the $500 discount is only in the next 30 minutes. So the typical price that we've been doing on webinars, on this exact webinar, is $997. And that's what it's going to be after the next 30 minutes. But to get the instant $500 discount so that you get the coaching program for $497, you have to take action in the next 30 minutes. And that is to reward people for taking action and getting started, because with this, the people that succeed are the people that if I make a recommendation to you and you put it into action right away, you're going to get the results that you want. And we have 7 weeks to do this, so we don't want to waste any time. I want to help you look the way you want to look, feel the way you want to feel, and perform the way you want to feel. So to get started now for just $497, open up your browser and go to healthblueprintwebinar.com. And you should have two different package options there. So real quick, if you open up your browser and you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com, you'll be able to see the different packages and see what's included in each and which one is right for you. So even if you're unsure, you're still on the fence, open up your browser and go to Health Blueprint Webinar, make sure the page is working first and foremost, and choose which package is right for you. So here's why you also don't risk a penny. We have a 30-day unconditional money-back guarantee. So sign up today and give the Health Blueprint Coaching Program your own personal test run. I will guarantee you get the results you want, and if you're not 100% thrilled, you can get all of your money back. Just show us that you've completed your homework, you've checked in, you've had that accountability, and let us know what type of progress you've made. Here's a quote from Timothy Ferriss. It says, "For all of the most important things, the timing always sucks. If you're waiting for a good time to quit your job, the stars will never align and the traffic lights of life will never all be green at the same time. The universe doesn't conspire against you, but it doesn't go out of its way to line up the pins either. Conditions are never perfect. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you." Listen to that again. Someday is a disease that will take your dreams to the grave with you. Pro and con lists are just as bad. If it's important to you and you want to do it eventually, do it now and correct course along the way. Fortune favors the brave. So now you have two choices. Your first option is do nothing. You don't take this offer, which again is 100% risk-free. The second option is you make a small investment, especially compared to what everybody else has paid for the same coaching program and all the value you're going to get in return, and just give it a shot. If this is something that you want for your life, if this is a change that you want to make, and you thought about this and you've said, this is the life I want for myself. I want to change my body. I want to feel better than I feel right now. I want to get rid of these health issues that have been nagging me for months, years, maybe even decades. Then you owe it to yourself to at least try. A year from now, you're going to wish that you'd started today. You're going to look back, because if you don't take action, the same problems that you're faced with today, they're going to be there a year from now. And they're probably going to be worse. So go to the healthblueprintwebinar.com, look at the different package options. You don't have to buy anything if you don't want to. You don't have to invest in the coaching. But I want this for you, and I want to help you. And I want to empower you to make this change in your life. And I know we can do it together because I've helped hundreds of people all over the world. So if you're ready and you want to get started, you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com. Right now, we've got 26 minutes left to get the $500 discount, and I would love to work with you. All right, so walking through those steps, open up your internet browser, you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com. The page should look like this. So if you see this page, everybody go there and just make sure it looks like this, because we had some technical issues last week, and I want to make sure the page is up and working right. By technical issues, I mean the payment processor was down and that it wouldn't process payments for anybody. Step number 2, you select your package, and then you fill out the short checkout form and enter your information. It takes less than 60 seconds, and we accept all major credit cards and PayPal. Step number 3, once you're done filling out the checkout form, all you got to do is click the complete order button, and as soon as your transaction is complete, we'll get you immediately enrolled in the program and send you next steps. So earlier I promised I was going to show you how to get thicker, more beautiful hair, skin, and nails, and secrets that you can use to slash pounds of fat and build lean muscle at the same time. So for the first 10 people to enroll today, I'm going to provide fast action bonus number 1, how to get thicker, more beautiful hair, skin, and nails. Specific dietary changes, nutrients, everything you need to get thicker hair, more beautiful skin, and better nails. I'm going to provide fast action bonus number 2. That's going to teach you how to burn fat and build lean muscle at the same time. And fast action bonus number 3, how to heal your gut. If you have digestive issues from bloating, constipation, diarrhea, discomfort after certain foods. This is going to help you to heal your gut. And fast action bonus number 4, my 3 pills that I use to accelerate fat loss. So if you have a big event coming up, like a vacation, a wedding, anything that you want to look your best for, these pills you can use short term to get the fastest results possible. So if you want to be one of the first 10 people and get those 4 fast acting bonuses, go to healthblueprintwebinar.com now, choose the package that's right for you, and get started. So I'm going to wrap things up with one of my favorite quotes about creating change and optimizing our human potential. Our deepest fear is not that we are inadequate. Our deepest fear is that we are powerful beyond measure. It is our light, not our darkness, that most frightens us. So to recap, the Health Blueprint Coaching Package includes 7 weeks of premium one-on-one coaching membership with me. So you're working with me one-on-one for 7 weeks. You have a world-class expert in nutrition, physiology, and functional medicine to tell you exactly what you need to do to succeed with this stuff. So this isn't just someone that's done it for themselves, someone who's, I mentioned my background. I wasn't blessed genetically, and I've done this with hundreds of people all over the world, thousands if you count all the people that have invested in my programs and used those to change their life. Any questions you have, we work through them together. Any challenges, I tell you how to overcome them. You get 7 weeks VIP access to our coaching platform where you and I can communicate, so you don't have to type emails or do anything tedious like that. You can just communicate directly with me using your voice if you want. You get a strategy session, phone consultation with me, personalized supplement protocol, our best-selling nutrition, strength and conditioning, and natural health programs, and all of our anti-aging and rapid fat loss training tools for a total real value of $5,250. And you're getting all of that for just $497 if you get enrolled in the next 22 minutes. So to get started, open up your internet browser, go to healthblueprintwebinar.com, or you can PayPal your enrollment fee of $497 to dclement@hotmail.com. And yeah, if you have any questions, we'll be able to, I'll open up the floor for Q&A and be able to help with those here in just a second. Oh, and here's how you can claim your copy of the 7-Day Weight Loss Kickstart. Again, this will help you lose 7 pounds in 7 days, but keeping it off, you do need to incorporate some of the strategies that I teach in the coaching program. So I want to be fully transparent with that. But to get that, you email Anthony@thehealthblueprints.com and just put bonus in all caps in the subject line. Do that before 11:59 p.m. Central Standard tonight, and we'll get you a copy. So now, I'd like to open it up for any questions and do my best to help with those. So I really appreciate you guys taking time out of your day, and hopefully you got some value out of today's live training. Now, let me know what I can help, what questions I can help answer. Joan says, Erica, okay. Erica says, can we sign up on Wednesday? I'm excited, but on disability payment is on Wednesday. So the $497, the $500 discount is for the next 21 minutes. And it's not like false scarcity or anything like that. We basically, when we open up the doors for the coaching program, we only take as many people as I can coach and give the attention that you deserve to get you the fastest results possible. And once the program's full, we need to close the doors so that I could focus on the people that are enrolled and make sure that they're getting my full attention. On Wednesday, if there is any room left, the program would be $997, but that's a big if, and we cannot apply the $500 fast action discount outside of the next 20 minutes. Do you address, Robin says, do you address menopause? Yes. And sugar addiction? Yes. A lot of my clients are women in their late 30s, 40s, and 50s. And so menopause is something that we address and a challenge that many women face, and something that we're able to overcome. Do you do payment plans? Okay, so yes, we do payment plans. A lot of people, when we were, this, as I mentioned in past weeks, has been $997. And last week was the first week we did it at $497 and offered that option. A lot of people have wanted to get involved, but they couldn't afford one big payment. So for that reason, we have made one of the options. You can do monthly payments of $97. So you can do 6 monthly payments of just $97, and that makes it more affordable. So not only do we allow you to use a credit card so that you can use that if you don't have the cash free right now. We take we accept all major credit cards, and you can do payments as low as $97 a month. So yes, we do offer payment plans, and when you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com, if you're not already there, you'll see that $97 payment plan. Cornema says, I'm healing from a major ankle fracture and on complete bed rest. So yeah, so what we've done is for people that have wanted to take advantage of the fast action bonus price and get enrolled, if you have a situation where you want to delay starting your 7 weeks of coaching, we've done that. So you can get enrolled today, and then when you and I talk, you just say, hey, Anthony, I'd like to, start my 7 weeks when I'm, no longer on bed rest or whatnot. And we won't start your 7 weeks until you're ready and able to take action on the program. So you can still get enrolled. And Robin says, I just signed up. I'm excited. Welcome, Robin. I'm excited to work with you too. Yeah, so you can get enrolled. You can still take advantage of the discount. And then when you're ready to start, you just give me a call, shoot me an email, whatever you prefer, and say, hey, Anthony, my ankle's good, I'm ready to get started, and then we'll start your 7 weeks then. So we've done that with a lot of people in the past as well. I'm missing some questions here. All right. Joan just joined. Joan, welcome to the program. I'm excited to work with you. Amber, is this good for someone who sits 8 hours a day for work? Well, yeah, Amber, most of the people that we work with are busy professionals and sit at least 8 hours a day. So we build everything around a lifestyle that's conducive to your unique situation. And if your situation requires that you sit for 8 hours at work, it will still work just as well for you. So yes. The short answer is yes. We just found out my son is 32 years old. He's overweight. We just discovered he has heart disease. Will he be able to join? Yeah, so Hala, the one thing, I hope I said that right. I apologize if I didn't. If you want your son to join, you can go ahead and enroll. And then if it's something that you want your son to go through, we can just make sure that he's the one doing the coaching. So just like I described, you'd get enrolled, and I think we've still got another 16 minutes or so for the discount. And you would get enrolled, and then you would just let us know, hey, this is for my son. The one thing that I would ask is I'd want to make sure that one of the hardest things, and this is something that I struggle with because my own mother is overweight. One of the things that we really want for our loved ones is we want to be able to help them. But if I want your son for us to work together, it needs to be something that he wants to change. So I know that this is something that you want for him. I would want to make sure that it's something he wants for himself, because there's nothing that can be done, no amount of the right information or the right motivation can help someone that doesn't want to change or isn't ready to make the change themselves. So I know this is something you want for him. I would just say that if you're going to enroll in the training program and get it for your son, then make sure that he's ready and willing to make this change. And then I would be happy to help him and work with him. Pornima says, can I hear the webinar again? Any recording? I think, yeah, we should have a recording. I'll do my best to get that to you, Pornima. Erica says, are you going to have another webinar so that I can refer some people? Eric, I appreciate you asking that. That's very cool of you. When we have room in the coaching, so the way that we do it is we do the webinars when I have the ability to help more clients. And when I get to a point where I'm completely overwhelmed and, I'm like, stop, I can't help anymore. I can't work with any more people right now. Then we pause it for a little bit. And then when I'm like, okay, we've gotten some people some good results and they're kind of off and running on their own. Then we open up the doors again and I try to help more people. So my best advice would be to have people check out rapidfatlosstraining.com. I think that's the website, rapidfatlosstraining.com. And when we have an upcoming webinar, when the doors open up again, it will be there. I don't know when that'll be because with the people that are joining tonight, I need to make sure that I'm giving them my focus for the immediate future. Diane says, I can't figure out how to sign up. So Diane, if you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com, there should be two options there. You're welcome, Purnima. Diane, if you go to healthblueprintwebinar.com, there should be two options. One of them is the $497 option, which saves you $100, and then the other one is the $97 payment option. And you just click the button that says add to cart under the option that you want to choose, whether that's the pay in full and save $100 or the $97 a month option. And that should then take you to the checkout page. And if you're still struggling to sign up and you're trying, we had last week the payment processor was down, so I had to help manually get everybody enrolled afterwards. I was up till 1 in the morning doing it. So if you're trying and you want to enroll and you're not having any luck, just send me a text message after the webinar, or actually just send it to me now so that I can still make sure that we're getting you the $500 discount. So if you're trying to enroll and you have, if you're either not by a computer or your computer for whatever reason isn't allowing you to enroll, send me a text. My phone number is 847-989-3743. And then we can just jump on the phone real quick and I'll walk you through it, or or I'll get you manually enrolled like I did last week. So Diane, that's something we can do. So that phone number is 847-989-3743, and just send me a text message. Say, hey, I'm trying to sign up and computer's not letting me, and we'll jump on and I'll help you through it as soon as the webinar is done. Amber says, is there room to indulge a bit? We have weddings to go to and have a social drink or two. Of course, yes. And I'll teach you how to do that. I'll teach you specifically what are the types of foods that you want to eat before you drink, what are the best types of alcohol. I actually just got back. My best friend got married in Cabo San Lucas, Mexico this past weekend. So I was in Cabo from Friday until Monday, and of course indulging in some wedding activities. And there are a lot of strategic ways to do that. One of the programs you'll get as well is it's called the Social Life Fat Loss System, and in there I talk about some of these strategies that I'll teach you, and I've actually built it out a lot from there. Hala says, can I join from Australia and help with underactive thyroid? Yes, you can join from Australia. I've coached a number of people in Australia, Canada, Great Britain, Mexico, all over the world. And the way that the coaching platform works, it allows us to communicate when your schedule allows and when it's convenient for you. So even though we're in different time zones, you can still ask questions. And as soon as our schedules overlap, I'm able to get back to you. And many of our clients do struggle with underactive thyroid, and that's something that we specialize in. Yes. Diane, 847-989-3743. Yes, that is the correct number. Kathleen says, just joined having an anxiety attack, but so hopeful. Well, we can help you with that too, Kathleen. But welcome to the program. I'm excited to work with you. And don't worry, this is something that you're going to be glad that you did, and I'm going to help you get the results that you want. Me too, anxiety. Okay, cool. Um, Other questions? Anything else that, are you single? All right. Any other questions I can help with? All right, cool. Well, hopefully you guys found this training helpful. Robin, when do we start? We would get started right away. So as soon as you sign up, we get you enrolled, and I will send you I'll send you next steps for how to get on the coaching platform so that you and I can communicate. And we'll start getting you what foods to eat, when you want to eat them, how much is going to get you the best results. We'll identify what your number one goal is for the next 7 weeks, and I will start customizing your program. So as soon as the webinar is done, I need to set up, I need to do a little bit of technical work, and then I get started enrolling people and continue tomorrow. And so we would be getting started tomorrow. Well, thanks. Robin says, thanks, you're very inspiring. I appreciate you saying that, Robin. I always get a little bit nervous before the webinars, every time. CT says, I was double charged. You shouldn't have been double charged. There is an option there where so you enroll in the program, and then it asks for people that have underlying health issues where they've been struggling with stubborn fat, or they know that something is off with their health and wellness. We recommend them getting the health assessment, which is a proprietary assessment that we've developed, and that is offered. You may have clicked the Zena, welcome to the program. She says, I just joined. How do I exit out? Zena's had enough of me. Welcome to the program, Zena. When you've had enough of the webinar, I think you can just close I think you can just X out in the top right, and it should close out. And I'm looking forward to working with you, Zena. Welcome to the program. So, Seat, yes. So if you chose the health assessments when they offered that as well, that would be the only reason that you saw 2 charges. But if that's not something you want, then I'd be happy to make sure you get that refunded. So don't worry about it. Just send me a message and we'll take care of it. All this, everything is 100% risk-free. I tried to make this the same type of offer that I would want. And so if for any reason you're not happy, you don't feel like you got the type of service and help that you expected, I want you to ask for a refund, and I'll give you your money back, and no hard feelings. We've been pretty lucky that only one person has asked for their money back in the entire coaching program, and it was a young gentleman who he lost 20 plus pounds, and then he got himself in some legal trouble and had a pretty expensive bill on his hands for lawyers and to get himself out. And he wrote me a long email apologizing, basically saying his back was up against the wall. He didn't know what else to do, so he was just trying to scrape together money anywhere he could, and that was why he asked for a refund. But no one else has asked for a refund. Seats, we will take care of it. We'll jump on. Just send me an email afterwards, and I'll help you. If you don't want the health assessment, I'll make sure you get that refunded right away. Don't worry about it. You won't have to pay for the health assessment if you don't want it. Diane says, I'll need to call you as I cannot figure out how to apply for this. No problem, Diane. We'll jump on the phone. Just send me that text message, and as long as I've got it and it's in, I think we've still got another 5 minutes. So as long as I've got that text message from you, we'll jump on the phone and we'll take care of it. Don't worry. I can do it for everybody that wanted to join last week. So if it's just you, it will be a walk in the park. Okay, great. So if you're still on the fence and you're thinking about doing this, ask yourself, what motivated you to get on the webinar today? Why are you here? What information were you trying to get? What change do you want to see in your life? And think about the fact that in order to make that change happen, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over again and expecting a different result. Now, of course, you know that I can't teach you everything you need to know. I can't build you a customized health and fat loss program in a 90-minute webinar. But I can do it if we're working together one-on-one for the next 7 weeks. And I've taken a program that other people have paid $8,000 for, $5,000 for, and everything in between, and we've made it $497. So we've tried to make it as affordable as possible. And even if $497 is too much, you can get it for just $97. This is where you and I can work together. If perhaps you've struggled in the past, if you've tried every other diet out there, if you've tried to be more strict with your nutrition, if you've tried to push harder in the gym and those approaches have failed, let's work through this. Let's help get your foot off the brake and get you the results that you want. Let's create the life that you have in your mind that you want. Let's create that life that you were envisioning when you signed up today for the live training. I want to do it with you, and I want to help you. All you need to do is sign up and take action. Deb says, can you pay with a Visa debit card instead of a credit card? Yes, you can. And seats, yeah, no problem. I'll give you a call. Does this help with emotional eating as well? Yes, emotional eating is a very common challenge. And there are a lot of physiological ties to emotional eating. So many of our clients have blamed themselves for emotional eating. And in fact, and this is something that I've struggled with as well. There are underlying health issues that can cause cravings and what we refer to as emotional eating. And when we help to address those, it can make the process of eating healthy much easier and more effortless. So we will address the psychology, but we'll also address the physiology to help you overcome emotional eating and get you where you want to go. So I hope that helps, Amber. Heather asks, if we paid in full at $497, it says $100 discount. So yeah, the $100 discount is because the payment plans are 6 payments of $97. Paying $497 saves you $100 off of the payment plan option. So instead of $600, it's a little under $500, if that makes sense, Heather. Kathleen says, my apologies. I think I did the same thing on the health assessment. Wish I could do both, but I can't right now. Yeah, no problem. Kathleen, we'll get you, if you don't want the health assessment, we'll get you a refund on that as well. Deb says, it's not letting me do that from Australia. So Deb, if you have, oh, okay. You know what I can do, Deb? I can send you if you have PayPal, I can send you a PayPal link that will, so you can do that. So you can, if you have your, yeah, she says, yes, I have PayPal. Deb says, yes, I have PayPal. Deb, put your email in the box, and I'll send you an email with a PayPal link for it. That should take care of the problem. And this is your PayPal email? SHPEP. All right. Deb, I will send you an email tonight with a link to PayPal, and we'll get you going that way. So don't worry, we'll get you rocking. All right, guys. Well, hopefully you all enjoyed the training. You're welcome, Deb, and I'm looking forward to having you in the program. Hopefully you guys enjoyed the training. You got some value out of it. I'm really excited to work with all of you guys that got enrolled, and this is going to be great. We're going to, it's really going to be fantastic. We're going to help you lose weight a lot faster than you have in the past. Even if this is something that you've struggled with, we'll help slow down the aging process, lower your biological age, get you feeling better. And if there are any specific health issues that you want to address or anything that you want to optimize for, whether that's brain function, immune function, energy, we can address that as well. So thank you again so much for your time. It's been a lot of fun. I've had a blast. And yeah, look forward to talking to everybody soon and getting you all started and rocking with the program. Thanks for your time.